Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Ryker here. Thank you for tuning in. Wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. It's a beautiful day today. I haven't been riding much because the weather has been kind of crazy, plus I've been a little lazy, so I haven't done any riding since that last video I made with Beth. I know a lot of you guys watched that video, the 2-up riding, and I've never ridden as a passenger before, so that was a good, that was the first time experience that I don't think I want to do again, unless it's an emergency and I have to. But I guess I enjoy riding the motorcycle more as a driver, I guess, not as a passenger. But it was a good experiment, good experience to know what it feels like, what a passenger would feel like every time you would have a passenger, what they go through, what they feel like, so it give you a better understanding. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like I said, it's been a while since I did a video. It's just been crazy here. As it gets colder and colder, the season is kind of dying out. But if we have more days like today where it's in the 50s and maybe in the lower 60s today, then yeah, even if it's in the 40s, it's doable, I guess. High 40s, mid to high 40s. I mean, I've got proper winter gear, but that only goes down to a certain, it's only good to a certain degree of cold. But it's going to be interesting because if everything pans out, I am planning a trip with my good friend Brian down to Florida, and that's going to be towards the end of December, so it's going to be really cold here, but Florida should be nice in the 70s, so, or maybe even higher, who knows. So planning a trip down there. This is going to be my first long trip. It's going to be a first long ride that I would be doing with the Ryker. The Ryker's really not made for long trips, meaning like state to state trips. I mean, if you wanna get like a comfortable cruiser to do these long distances, then yeah, Spider is the way to go. But a lot of us can't afford the Spiders, even a used one. The ones that you can barely afford are just too high of has too high of miles on there, and they're just like 6 years old, 5 years old. So I don't think, to me at least, is worth buying a used 4-year used Spider, or a 5-year used Spider with like 70,000 miles on there. So and the funny thing about that is, whenever you're buying a motorcycle, you obviously have a few in mind, and when you start looking at the used market, and you rarely, I shouldn't say never, but you rarely find the bike you're looking for. It's always too old, too high mileage, wrong color, wrong generation, whatever it is, right? Wrong price. And then you buy what you like at the end of the day, whatever it is. I mean, with me, it's always a couple of bikes. I never almost settle for one bike when I'm trying to change bike. I always have like 2 or 3 in mind, and I am in my mind a-okay buying any of those 2-3 bikes. So like in this case, I said, you know what, I can't find it. It's been a month, 2 months, the bikes that I was looking for, and maybe it was the wrong time, because it was like when COVID started and the bike market was going crazy, and I got the Ryker, and then behold, 3 months, 2 months into it, I started seeing all the used bikes I wanted. So first of all, you should never go back and see the used car forums or used bike forums if you already purchased a bike from your list. So I mean, that always happens. I mean, just throw a comment down below if that's happened to you before, because it's happened to me plenty of times. But not to say that I regret the purchase. I love it. So coming back to the long trips, the Ryker's not really made for it, but you can make it your own. You can make it any way you want. You can make or turn your bike to any kind of bike you want it to be. Who's to say that that long trips are only done on big cruisers like the Gold Wings or the road glides, street glides, you know, the Spiders. I mean, you could do a trip. You can do a trip on any bike. People do trips on Bonnevilles, Triumphs, you know, like really like sports bikes. I mean, there's no right formula on a bike. I mean, if you love riding, you'll make any bike rideable to do whatever kind of rides you want to do. I mean, you know, it could be long trips, short trips. People do state to state on sports bikes. I mean, that's taxing to me on my back and my wrists, but people do it, man. I mean, you know, it's just, there's no rules to what kind of bike you need to take off for long rides. So, but let me continue this conversation in a second. I'm gonna fill up with gas and I'll be right back. Oh, I'm meeting John and Denise today. Look at that. So let me fill up with gas and I'll be right back with you guys. You know, I was talking about making whatever bike you have you can work with and make it into whatever you want it to be. So I know a lot of people who have these naked bikes, or you know, who have sports bikes even, and you know, they've turned those into a touring bike. So it's just, you know, you work with what you've got, and there are a bunch of accessories out there nowadays that you can turn any bike to whatever you want. You can make this bike comfortable, but if I had the money, yes, I would go with a Spider if I had the money, and if I was doing like heavy two-up riding, I would definitely go with a touring bike to make it to be more comfortable. But as a solo rider, this is comfortable to me. This is very comfortable to me. I had a BMW F800 GT before. It's the smallest, the cheapest of their touring bikes, and the moment I sat on this bike, I was like, wow, it's like I've moved from a bar stool to a nice single armchair on this. You know, it was that, the comfort level was like that, you know, and I was like, this is comfortable. And I'm sure from here, if I go into a Spider, I'll be like, wow, from a nice single armchair, comfortable armchair, I'll move to a Lazy Boy. You know, I'm sure it'll be like that. But yeah, to me, this is comfortable for solo riding. That's what I do 99.9% of the time. But the whole point of the collab video was to experience how it's like being a rider, a passenger, excuse me. So that way you know, if you have never ridden with a passenger before, you know what it feels like as a passenger. Therefore, you will be better informed and take more care if you take on a passenger, because you know, it is a big responsibility, if you know what I mean. It's a big responsibility. So I'm not very experienced in that, you know. So I took my daughter out, and I was sweating bullets more for her, but she rode it like a champ. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. She was super excited, not scared at all, and that's when you know you've done a good job riding a bike with a passenger, when the passenger had fun and wasn't scared at all. So anyway, enough about that. Do appreciate you guys watching that video. It was a whole lot of fun doing that collab video with Beth, and you know, like I mentioned, if everything goes well, last week of December I will be out. I'll take a road trip down to Florida, meet up with Ryker rides again, and make a couple more videos and just hang out, hoping that we're not down there for a whole lot. We're only down there for like 3 days, not including the riding time. Only down there for 3 days. Just want to get down there, spend 3 days, hang out, and then come back before New Year's Eve. So this is going to be between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So hoping to catch a couple of people there who are already on YouTube, but not sure how that will work out. So we'll see how it goes. But that should be fun. I bought a couple of bags from Amazon, the dry bags, to use the link rack and throw the dry bags over there with the straps it comes with. So I bought a fairly reasonably priced one from Amazon, 66 liter. I think it's called like Wild something. I can't remember, Wild Heart or something like that. It has ridiculous amount of positive reviews. So I said, okay, let's go ahead and try this one. And then I got, I think it's a 66 liter bag, dry bag. And then I got a GV 60-liter dry bag. So whichever one fits the bike well, fits my stuff well for like a week worth of clothes, I'll keep that one and return the other one. So that video is still to come. And I'm sure when we leave in December, it's going to be ridiculously cold in Atlanta. But I've got all my gear. I just bought some riding, some all-season riding pants from Amazon as well. There were this brand called Hawk, pretty reasonable, 59 bucks I think, 5.9, and they're kind of like they have a layer inside to keep you warm. So because I've got the summer riding pants from Reacts, but I figured let me get the winter one, but I didn't want to spend like 200 bucks on the pants. So Amazon had a good option, good ratings. Brian wears one as well, so I figure, yeah, it looks pretty cool. They're like cargo pants with level 1 armor on there, which is good. So I'm ready, even if it's like 40 degrees, I'm ready to go. Hopefully everything works out, all the stars align, and we can move forward with this trip. I've already got my hotel booked, so be down there for 3 days. We'll leave here on the 26th morning, and we're riding, so it's gonna be a great experience doing long ride with the Ryker the way it sits. So I don't have anything special on here. I've got the stock suspension, which I think is comfortable enough for me, the rally suspension, and I've got the rally factory seat, which is thicker than your regular Ryker seat, so that to me was comfortable to begin with. So instead of buying the comfort seat, which is 300 bucks or whatever, I think, I just bought an Airhawk, and I'll be honest with you, I've ridden all day. I've sat all day on the saddle with an Airhawk on, and I'm just fine. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. So I can handle uncomfortable bikes and go a long distance. This is slightly comfortable than the bikes that I've owned, so I should be all right. But that's the whole experience, right? We're gonna find out how it was taking the Ryker Rally straight on a 650-mile trip one way with just Airhawk as a seat cushion, and everything else is pretty much stock. When I say stock, I don't mean like the accessories I've put on, like the link rack or anything, but as far as the suspension goes, the seat goes, and all of that, it is all stock. I have not changed anything, so it'll be interesting to know with the help of the Airhawk, all these accessories that you purchase that I have, you know, tank bag, the rear link rack, and all of that, the side saddle, all of these will come into play, and it'll be interesting to see how it all fares during the trip, what came in handy, what I couldn't live without, all of that. So it's going to be a great experience. So at the moment, Brian and I plan on leaving on the early morning day after Christmas on the 26th, and hoping to reach there after 12 hours down you know, just past Fort Lauderdale or Boca, and just north of Miami, hoping to reach there the same day. And then, you know, of course we'll probably hit the sack, be so tired, and then spend there 27, 28, and 29, 3 days over there, hang out, ride around, and then on the 30th leave on the 30th, first thing early morning, head back on the night of the 30th, and that way just enough time to spend New Year's Eve with family. So that is the plan, and we'll see if the plan you know, alters or not, but so far that's the plan. Would have loved to spend more time there, but you know, 3 days is good enough. It's not so bad. So hoping to meet a couple of YouTubers down there. I know we might be far apart, but if it can work out, that would be great. If not, you know, maybe we'll try again next time. So but definitely it'll be fun meeting with Beth again and hanging out with her and making some more collab videos with her. So that will be a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to do that. So that's going to be a whole experience that I will be bringing to you guys. You know, the journey, 650 miles one way and back. Well, I think it's 690 miles, so almost 700 miles, 1400 mile round trip, and then whatever riding we do in Florida. So hope the weather stays good, nice and warm, and yeah, look forward to that. So stay tuned. That's gonna be a month away, and that should answer a lot of questions for me, and hopefully for you, you know, on the as far as owning the Ryker and taking it long distance riding. So that should be cool. That should be fun. That's coming up. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So we are here at the Papa's place. Never been here, but Denise went to a Papa's place. Denise went to a Papa's place somewhere. I think it was Dawsonville or Dahlonega. I can't remember. I'm bad with names. So we're here at their new location, Papa's place over here. Pretty popular. Pretty popular. Looks like we've got a big line going, so I'm pretty interested. Pretty excited. Look forward to breakfast here. You know, places like these have the best breakfast, right? So, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Hanging out with Denise and John today. John is already thinking of some engineering feat right now, something to do. John's our engineer, by the way. He's our engineer.
Yeah, we're gonna have Zia's bike. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
That's right. I told him I want to make you know, I want to have a couple of switches and just be able to bounce the bike up and down. I was like, that would be funny.
That's all right.
But no, we're gonna have some breakfast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me on this ride, and hopefully we can have that December plan going. That will be so cool. I can't wait to bring a video to you guys on that. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe, and until next time, be safe.